What's happening, guys? Don here. Hey, I don't typically make very many video reviews on products, but this one is actually pretty cool because it's actually something that even Jeremy and I had thought of doing something similar to quite a while back. So I figured I'd show it to you guys because I think it's something that you're probably going to love and probably be interested in and want to grab it as soon as possible. What it does is obviously we all have seen where, not just seen, but also many of us are probably users of things like Scrapebox, etc. But you get all those spam comments on your blog, and basically you're looking for a way to leverage. And what this plugin does, it actually lets you leverage those spam comments by basically using them as a bargaining chip to get backlinks from other sites. So what happens is it's actually called WP-Spaminator, and what happens is after you install the plugin, you put your license key in, etc. Very similar to the way that you would do it with even things like Local Page Ninja, etc. that we've had in the past. And after you put your license key in and you go to keywords, you can put in things like here I have a How to Get Pregnant Quickly blog, which is a blog that I've used in a bunch of different videos in the past, one that we just test things on all the time, etc. But what I did here was I had made a few different keywords, and for instance, like if I click on this keyword, you'll notice that I have this URL in there. Now you can have several URLs in here, like your inner pages, etc. You can have all those different URLs in here for one specific keyword, especially if that keyword's relevant for multiple pages across your site. But anyway, I've got Get Pregnant Quickly in here and How to Get Pregnant Quickly blog for the URL. So what happens is every time somebody installs WP-Spaminator, they actually become a member of an ever-growing network. And every time somebody comments on your blog, things will happen. Like a lot of times the author's name will get changed to a specific keyword that is matched with the URL. So on your blog, somebody puts a comment, and somebody else on the network has another blog that, for instance, has this Get Pregnant Quickly and a URL in this box. On their blog, that spam, or on your blog, I should say, that spam comment will have the author's name changed to Get Pregnant Quickly, and the anchor text, or the actual, that as the anchor text, and the actual URL link would be one of their URLs that was matched with that keyword. So when someone else comes to our blog and does that, the author name changes, a URL for another site that's on the network gets put in there, and it's set to a do follow link. So Google give it all the weight, etc. that it deserves. And on their blog, if, let's say, for instance, in the network I'm next in line, somebody posts a comment on their site, then one of the keywords that I have listed on my site in the plugin settings will get used as the author name over there, and it'll also get set as the link. One of my pages that are listed here will get set as a link, and that'll become a do follow good link back to my blog. And the more people that install the plugin and purchase it, the bigger the network grows, and it's just constantly building backlinks for all your different pages from multiple IPs and multiple domains and multiple hosting companies and multiple DNS server names, etc. All that stuff's pretty much taken care of because it's coming from all different sites all over. And another cool thing that it has in here is actually a feeds, which I'm sure a lot of people that have run like Autoblog plugins, etc. are probably familiar with something like this. But you can add, it comes with a few feeds that are just already installed, but you can delete those, put your own feeds in, whatever. And what it'll do is grab however many little short excerpt posts that you want to grab per day, and we'll post those into a category. I think by default it makes a category called daily posts, I think on this blog I renamed that category to daily news, but it'll pull in posts to that so that it's always getting a little bit of fresh content too on some of those blogs that you kind of left stagnant. But that category, all those posts go into specific categories, so you can kind of tuck them away somewhere and not really interfere with the main content that's on your site. So those are also set up for some people that might screw up settings, etc., so that on their blog, so that at least the posts that go into the daily news or daily post section or whatever you want to call it that come from these feeds will still be able to have comments put on them and backlinks created for other sites on the network. And then you got the settings section, which has got a really cool feature in it, and right here it says number of auto posts per day. Now by default, before I even get into this, by default this thing is set to like 2. You can set it to, I think, yeah, up to 10, and it'll pull and make those posts every day on the site from whatever RSS feed you have in there. If you leave the default ones in there, it'll pull from there. If you delete those and put your own in, it'll pull from those. And it does use by default the WP cron, which is a built-in WordPress cron thing. It's basically just like something that every time somebody visits a blog, it runs to see if there's any jobs it has to do for your blog. And in this case, it would actually be building posts. But a lot of hosts have some issues with WP cron, like they've turned it off and everything else. So if that part doesn't work for you with WP cron, I know you can actually create your own cron job right inside of cPanel on your hosting account. But and technically you don't even, I mean, it's not like it's necessary to have that running anyway. That's just if you want to pull some stuff from other feeds to add more content. But this thing right here is like, up here is kind of like negative keywords, and this is really cool because obviously a lot of us are running something on you might be running a site that has to do with digital cameras for Amazon, and the last thing we want is a bunch of people posting comments about Viagra or live sex webcams, etc. So all the words that you put in here, by default there's a ton of them in here anyway, but all the ones, and you have to excuse me if some of these are words you probably don't want to see as I'm scrolling through them, but anyway, all those words, what happens is if somebody posts a comment on your blog, it filters these words against the blog comment, and if it finds any of those words, it just strips them out of the comment. So you don't end up with any of that junk showing up on your site and causing you any issues. So, and you can also add a lot more to it if you want. So what's really cool is the fact that, like I'll show you how this actually works, because I will actually log into this. Actually, I'm going to log out of here. And we're running our core conversion plugin on this site. But now that I'm logged out, actually you'll see some people actually did this here. Every once in a while, if it doesn't find a match or it times out a little bit, it might just put the user's name there. But a lot of times they'll change it to a keyword. Like you see, this one was changed to a keyword. And it actually was one that I was testing to actually try this plugin out, and it ended up putting get a lawyer back in here. But if I say something like, get pregnant, and I have like google.com in there, and I say, wow, this is a great blog. So you got Scrapebox, Xroomer, regular people that are just paid to come and post on blogs, etc., that'll come in, post a comment, and let me turn that off again, and what happens is, like, well, here we go, vacuums. My comment, wow, this is a great blog, actually just changed to vacuums, which you can have multiple words, phrase, keywords, so it doesn't have to just be like one word. It can be like this was, get a lawyer, or whatever other keywords, how to get pregnant quickly, whatever. And it also changed it to a site down there, which I'm not really sure what that URL is, but it's another site that's on the network, and it changes that automatically so that now that site gets a backlink. Now in turn, when that site or other sites out there on the network get comments coming into them, they're going to take a look at the pool of keywords and Just going to log back in here real quick. They're going to look at the keywords that I have in here, and they may grab this keyword and use this URL, or if I have other URLs in here, they may use that URL, and this will turn into the anchor text where it says vacuums on the front. On their site, it may say get pregnant quickly for the author name. And of course, with the author names, like I said, that actually becomes the anchor text on blogs. So awesome. I mean, this thing 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, it's just going to keep building backlinks for you, and you're never going to have to touch it. So I think you guys are definitely going to want to jump on this. I know that once they get to once the guy gets to a certain capacity on the server, I know he's going to have to take it down. Then he says he's going to up the price, obviously, because he's going to have to expand the servers, etc., to handle more actual sites on the network, because it actually has to have a server there that acts like as a intermediary, where it takes a request, looks for sites and keywords, and pulls them back and gives them back to the plugin. All that complicated, goofy stuff. But the great thing about this is now you can actually let those comments come in. Bad words and stuff can get stripped out. The keywords and URLs you put in there will actually turn into backlinks for multiple pages on multiple sites from multiple IPs, multiple domains, all that good stuff. Like I said, 24 hours a day. So you guys definitely want to check this out and jump on it, because we're going to be putting it on quite a few of our own sites.